Well, it's really like we start with a blank canvas. I mean, this is really the core of 25 hours and the core of our concept. So one of our taglines is, you know one, you know none, because in general we believe that the era of standardization is over. So we start with a blank piece of paper and then compile a creative team with different backgrounds. So of course there's an interior designer, but there's also quite often a storyteller or a guy creating the narrative. Could be a film studio, could be set designers on the team, could be different artists. So it's a broad range of different people with different backgrounds, each one of them with a different view, and then it's quite often very chaotic, almost anarchistic, but it's an organic approach over a couple of years until we open up the hotel. And this is really how we're approaching our projects. So right now we have hotels under construction in Düsseldorf, Cologne, which we're going to open next year. With that, we've basically done German-speaking markets. So then we're in Berlin, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Munich, Zurich, Vienna, and then Düsseldorf and Cologne. So we're not going to go to secondary cities, but we're really concentrating on the markets outside of the German-speaking area. So the first step is going to be Paris next year. We're going to open probably end of June, beginning of July. And then it's to a certain extent the obvious choices. So Western European target cities like London, like Amsterdam, like Barcelona, like Milan. But with the partnership with Accor, we're also looking into other markets that are a little bit further away. So we're looking to South America, we're looking into Asia Pacific, both markets where Accor has a very strong footprint. So also Middle East. So we're about to announce a project in Dubai, which is the first kind of baby out of the collaboration with Accor. It opened up the horizon, but we announced our partnership, or we closed our deal last year in November, and it takes a little bit of time also for the deal flow to pick up, and first of all for all the participants of such a process to first of all understand what 25 hours is and how we work and how we function. And I think we're definitely at this point, or already surpassed this point. And now, deal flow is really picking up. So there are many, many projects that are being presented to us by Accor because actually their existing investment partners approach them and say, well, I saw that you have 25 hours now as a brand in your portfolio, and we have another project, and this time we don't want to do a Mercure, a Sofitel, but we would like to go for 25 hours. So suddenly we get projects in Shanghai or Sao Paulo on our table that would have never gotten without the strategic partnership with Accor. At the same time, we still, we're not going to grow like crazy. Yes, we're going to gain momentum, but we want to sign 3, 4, 5 projects a year. If you assume a development time frame of 3 years, we end up with 9 to 15 projects in the pipeline at the same time, which we believe are that we are capable in executing on with the resources and with the kind of head office and corporate structure that we have in place right now. I think that personality and size doesn't need to be a contradiction. Initially, we thought so. So when we started with 25 hours, the first hotels, had 68 rooms, 49 rooms. We thought boutique has to be small. But by now, Cologne opening next year, 207 rooms, Düsseldorf 199, and we kind of stepped away from this thinking that in order to have a cozy atmosphere, you need to be small. You don't really have to be. Also with 200 rooms or even 300 rooms, you can create spaces that have this coziness in its atmosphere. And we kind of learned over the last couple of years, the more rooms we have, also the more public spaces we can afford in a project. And this is really where the magic happens. I mean, if people are talking about a hotel, they're not necessarily talking about the room, but they're talking about the restaurant, they're talking about the bar, they're talking about the cafe. So it's always the public spaces, and this is really where we really focus on. So yes, in scale, or in let's say in the number of rooms, we're growing. But I think that's also kind of reflecting our mind shift over the last couple of years. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the partnership with Apple.